The opening section of Parashat Lecha shocks a lot of people. We read about the call of Hashem to Avraham and how he's told to leave everything familiar to him and go on a journey to a land that he doesn't quite know where that land will be, and divine promises and sacrifices and famine in the land. And like a car crash, we come to a screeching halt and wondering, well, where are the stories we all get taught when we're in school? Where is the story of being thrown into the furnace? Where's the story of smashing up his father's idol shop and blaming the biggest idol and putting the hammer in the hand of the biggest idol? Stories we're convinced must surely be in the biblical text, in the Torah text. So after all, we all learn those stories. So before wondering where they are and why they're not included in the Torah text, and they're not included in the Torah text, let's understand what those stories from the Midrash are trying to do. There's no obvious reason why Avraham was chosen. We read about his birth in the end of last week's Parashat. No different to all the other births that we read about. There was a father, there were children, banim or banot, sons and daughters, and then the person passed away, and then the next generation is introduced to us. And that was Avraham. For reasons that are not obvious, and again not stated in the Torah, Abraham's father decided to leave where they lived and make a journey to the land of Israel, but he stops halfway and doesn't continue it. So Avraham wants anyway as a child to continue his father's mission, and it happens at the same time perhaps Hashem instructs him to do that anyway. So whose journey is he really going on? That's for another time. But these stories that we all grew up with are there to answer a fundamental question. Who is Avraham? Why Avraham? Why is he so special? And emerges from these Midrashic accounts a personality who was not scared to stand up and do what they understood to be absolutely objectively right, even though everyone around him thought differently. He becomes an inspirational role model leader for us because he wasn't scared to go along with the truth that he felt was absolute and wasn't looking over his shoulder for approval from others. And it's quite impressive how he stood up to the religious society, to everything that was appropriate in his time. So why are these stories not in the Torah text? For a very beautiful and profound reason. You see, for Judaism, for the Torah, it's way more impressive, Naseh v'nishma, that we listen to the call of Hashem in our lives and we get up and we do. It's very nice that a person can discover Hashem through philosophical investigation and speculation. It's very nice that you can take on a society and put your faith in monotheism to the test and say, I believe in one God and I'm going to prove that the idols have no value. But that's you. The danger in that is that you're ultimately worshipping yourself because it's all self-motivated. But it's much more challenging when the call comes from a voice where there's no body and you can't see it. And Hashem says, get up, and you say, okay, I'm going to go. That's the real message of the Torah. That's really what's impressive. And that's why these stories are not included. And what is included is the fact that a man of Avraham's age heard a call, understood where that voice came from, who that voice was, who it belonged to, and got up and went. It's easy doing things that make sense to us. It's more challenging, but at the same time more noble and more appropriate to be able to listen and be obedient and respectful, and listen to the call of Hashem. And when he comes calling, we get up and go. That's the message of the Torah. That's what makes Avraham Avinu. Shabbat Shalom.